Maybe someone has been looking for a Nintendo Switch but has not been able to find one, as they are pretty much out of stock everywhere, or have been for a while. At least the original model anyway. I think it's a little bit easier to find a Switch Lite, but the original model seems to be a little bit inflated in price where you can find one due to the fact that it's very short on stock. And I made a little video not so long back saying how well the Nintendo Switch had sold in the previous year, which I'll leave on a card for you on your screen now if you want to check that out. We've got a little bit more information in detail about how well they've done basically in March, so at the end of the financial year, how well they've done in that period, obviously bearing in mind that's when the coronavirus sort of situation started and everyone started staying at home for much of the world. Or at least the biggest sort of markets that Nintendo be pushing. I understand it started a bit earlier in other parts of the world, but in the UK and America, which is what I'm mainly talking about in this video, it kind of started in March and for much of Europe as well. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am 2 subscribers off 200 subscribers. That's the first milestone I want to reach, so please help me get there. I appreciate everyone that does so, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video as well. So it's no surprise Nintendo Switch has been selling like hotcakes. It's been doing very well for Nintendo, and it's a massive turnaround after the Wii U, which didn't really do very well for the company. And something I was also surprised to learn was that in March 2020, the Switch actually became the best-selling Nintendo console in Japan, dethroning the Wii in just 3 years' time, since it launched back in March of 2017, which is actually ridiculous when you think that the Wii sold 100 million units worldwide. The Switch is near 60 million at the moment, so to sort of match the sales worldwide, they're still 40 million off, but they have already outsold it in Japan. But onto the main context of today's video then. As I mentioned in the previous video, from April 2019 to March 2020, the Switch sold a little over 21 million units, which is a pretty good number for Nintendo. However, a full 20% of that amount of sales came in March of 2020, so the final month of the financial year, and 4.2 million units were sold in just March alone. So this would basically go a long way to sort of explain the shortage that Nintendo is currently experiencing with the Switch, obviously alongside the fact that their production lines have been hit by the virus itself, but the fact that they've sold so many, and 4.2 million, 20% of the sales for the entire year were in one month, which was March, which is mad really, because you'd think that sort of statistic would come out of a month just before Christmas, like November or December, but it was actually in March, which is, well, just after Christmas, a couple of months after, which historically, I guess, other than when a console launches, is not really one of the best selling months for video games and consoles. Obviously, I've spoken before about the fact that so many people have been having to stay at home. People wanted to play something, keep themselves busy, have something to do. The Switch is something you could take outside, and I know in the UK the weather's been pretty amazing for the last 2 months, and there's been hardly any rain. So you could have the Switch and sit outside in your garden, which is something you can't really do with the other consoles. And also the fact that Animal Crossing came out was massively hyped as a result, and then the more people who got it, the more people saw about it, more people wanted it again, and these two things hand in hand, especially with the way the game works, kind of being a good companion for being stuck at home, has really done well for Nintendo. What's positive news is the fact that it doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, it's not the same heights as the 4.2 million, basically because of the stock issues, but obviously there is still stock issues and we are now in June, so people are just picking them up as soon as they're coming available, and who knows how long this is going to go on for. Hopefully Nintendo is able to produce more and keep up with the demand, but it looks like it's going to be another bumper year for the Nintendo Switch, and that can only mean good things in the future as the company can reinvest into maybe the next iteration, the Switch Pro or whatever's on the cards in the future. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this news. Do you think the Nintendo Switch is a bit overhyped, or do you think it deserves all the success it's getting? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm only 2 away from 200, so really appreciate anyone who helps me get to that milestone, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate it. It helps us support the channel massively. There's 2 videos on the screen right now. One of them is the most recent upload, the other is recommended for you by YouTube, so check those out, and I shall see you in the next video.